Hello and welcome. The markets have been fairly volatile in recent times. Let's get a view from a bank. I'm joined by Jaideep Khanna, CEO of Barclays in India. Jaideep, thank you very much for speaking with us. I'm not going to ask you about the volatility, but let me ask you a more general question. From a bank, and a large one at that, how are things looking when you sort of cast an eye across the India landscape?
So, Govind, first of all, thank you for having me here today. It's a pleasure to be here. As far as India is concerned, as an institution and personally, I believe the long-term India story is still intact. There is a significant amount of short-term volatility. Right. All of us have been, who are active in the markets or follow the markets have witnessed that. But that doesn't detract from the long-term India story. There are a number of factors while we at Barclays and I personally continue to believe that India is a long-term bet for any global investor.
Right. And can you illustrate some of those from your point of view again?
Well, I'm not going to say anything new. These are factors and fundamental
Sometimes
issues.
Reaffirmation helps.
Reaffirmation helps.
Yeah.
Well, it's the demographic profile.
Right.
That we have in India. The demographic profile, depending upon who you ask, is somewhere in the mid-20s. There's an enormous pool of young people, Indians, who will consume, who will add to the global workforce, and who are looking for a better life. They have aspirations.
And you believe that that's on the right track? I mean, even today.
There are significant challenges,
Yeah.
yes, and I think it is incumbent on every stakeholder in India to try and ensure that this massive demographic dividend is not frittered away. Right. So, whether as a financial institution, we use India as not only a commercial, it's not a commercial opportunity for us, but a significant portion of our back office based
Correct.
here, and we are significant employers. So what we can do to improve the quality of the talent pool, to invest in human capital, that's incumbent on us. And then other stakeholders, the government, other investors. There is an opportunity to invest in India for the long term,
Right.
For the benefit of not only the nation, but each commercial entity.
How are flows looking to you at this point of time? I mean, and really, it's a question the answer to which might vary on a daily basis. But we had the fear of quantitative easing, and now things are coming back, and we've seen the rupee strengthen quite sharply. I mean, almost as sharply as it fell. We've seen the stock markets again go up. If you were to take a step back, how would things look to you?
There is one truth that I believe, which is that in the long term, fundamentals assert themselves. Right. There will be short-term volatility. Sometimes there are factors like global quantitative easing. There are factors that are specific to India, which may lead to inflows and reversals of flows. But in the long term, flows will go where there is opportunity. So if India continues to present an opportunity, and I talked about the demographics and the demographic
Right.
dividend, but in addition to that, if there is a conducive investment climate, if the regulators and the government provide visibility and stability to not only the regulatory environment, but the operating environment, then there is absolutely no reason why we won't see capital flows reassert themselves.
Right. And how are you seeing some of the specific indicators, things like inflation, interest rates? How does that look to you? Again, speaking as a bank.
Well, inflation is clearly a concern, and it's not so much WPI, but consumer price inflation, which is clearly a concern. And I think what the Reserve Bank of India Governor, Dr. Raghuram Rajan, did today was, in the current circumstances, an outstanding job. He gave the markets a very clear message that inflation was a priority and that he would target inflation. But at the same time, he understands that, that was evident in his actions today, that he understands that growth is also critical, and therefore he made an attempt to ease the cost of finance to the general market and banks in particular.
Right. So if you were to say that things have to somewhat come back, I mean, and let's not talk about financial markets for a moment. What would be your 3-point wish list? I mean, what would you like to see happen, which will give you the opportunity or the ability to go and tell investors, let's say in the UK, that here are things that you should look at, so that if you want to invest in India, this is the time to do so?
So those three things relate less to fiscal and monetary policy,
Right.
because in the current macroeconomic environment, I think the government, the finance minister, by controlling expenditure, by sticking to his fiscal deficit, is doing what he can. The central bank, as I mentioned earlier, within the constraints of the overall environment, again, is doing an outstanding job. The issue really lies in what we in India like to call the real sector. We need to ensure that our policies are stable, they are designed for the long term, that investors, any investor, one of the critical things that they look for in addition to returns is predictability of returns.
Right.
So that can investors predict the returns that they will get over a period of time. So that's critical. What we can do to give visibility for the future to investors will be critical. The second is revive the investment growth cycle, which requires a couple of things in my mind. You need to reduce some of the infrastructure bottlenecks. You need to strengthen some of our institutions so that the country's scarce resources can be appropriately allocated. So those were the areas where I think that the government and the policymakers should spend their time.
Right. And last question, what's Barclays planning in India? I mean, you're now present in many areas. Are you looking at more retail presence in some specific areas? Are you looking at more verticals?
We have, three significant businesses in India. We have an investment banking business, which is a comprehensive platform. We have a corporate banking business, right, which seeks to fulfill the working capital and commercial banking requirements of our Indian clients. And then we have a wealth business. And at this time, we believe that as a financial institution, we are best served by sticking to these basic areas and growing in these areas.
And are you looking at, for instance, at some point in the future, would you want to bring in investment into a bank and so on?
Hard to rule out. As I said earlier, I believe India is, in the long term, a tremendous growth opportunity. So if an investment opportunity in a financial institution in India were to present itself, I'm sure the firm would look at it, Barclays would look at it very carefully. I'm not sure that but we did have equity investments in the past.
Yeah. So it's a return in some ways. I mean, that's the question.
In some ways, it would be a return if it were to happen.
If
it were to happen.
Right. Thank you very much for speaking with us, Jyoti.
Thank you.